I think that's it.
What? What happened?
It's not letting us play videos.
Oh, really? Oh, what? Oh, man. That's how they did this? But wait, hold on. Let me try this one. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Well, geesh, man. Okay. Well,
What do you like? How do you normally play video?
Normally, just click on it.
they changed it. They changed it on us. I did notice that, like the thing looks a little different. So, but I didn't realize they took that away. Huh?
What happens
Interesting.
if you play something on present?
That's a good question.
It plays it like that.
Huh? Okay. Well, hey, it's okay. Let's do this. Fantastic Forum, assemble. You're watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, it is our riddle inside of an enigma trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Next, he is our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He is our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
Sorry, I'm just clicking stuff and nothing's happening.
Look, that's what happens. That's the new the new freemium StreamYard. There it is. So as for myself, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mayor Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. Shout out to Moses Magnum. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to be with us here today, but you know we're always sending good juju, good energy to any member of the Fantastic Forum when they're not here, and especially so to Moses right now. Wishing him and his family the best. So yeah, hopefully he'll maybe he might pop up, but if he doesn't, hey, it's all good, and we'll miss him while he's gone and celebrate his return when he does come in. So with that said, we do have a great show for you today because we are going to be talking to you all about the new season of the Sandman. We're going to be talking to you all about Anime Expo 2025, and we're going to have a discussion about Absolute Green Lantern. So we got all that, plus whatever else it is that you all want to talk about, and we'll tell you how it is you could let us know what you want to get down with in just a moment. But before we do any of that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, this show would not exist. So shout out to Scott Rubin. Hope all is well with you too, good sir. Yeah. And with that said, I don't know. I guess can we do can the intern do their thing, or do we got to do that manually? Because we can do it.
Get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
There it is. Shout out to the intern.
Get
Thank
in
you
on
very
the action?
much.
Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun.
Look, intern. It's like, yeah, let me get in here. Listen, StreamYard didn't fire the intern, so that's good. But yeah, fantasticforum.live. You can hit the call-in button. You can be right now coveted fourth member of Fantastic Forum. Or if you're a bit shy, you can always just go ahead and hit us in chat. Hit us in the YouTube chat, and we will take your comments out of chat and bring them into the show. So all that is definitely available to you and possible. It looks like we have a caller already. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, Hecht is in the building. Hecht, what's going on with you, man?
Not much.
Hey, man, tell the people where you are and what you want to talk about today.
I'm in my room. I want to
Right.
talk about. I finally got into that Spider-Man game.
Now listen, when you say that Spider-Man game, is that like
The Insomniac one, the first one.
the PlayStation 4? Yeah, PlayStation Spider-Man. Okay. Now, when you say you finally got into it, had you tried it before? And
I had played it, and I didn't like it.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. I think I misheard you. What I thought I heard you say was that you played it and you didn't like it. That's what I thought I heard you say. But what did you actually say?
I played it and I didn't like it then.
Oh, that's crazy. That doesn't make any sense, Hecht. Like what has changed with that game since it came out?
Changed nothing because I'm playing the actual old PS4 Spider-Man. Nothing changed. I changed. My outlook in life is different now.
Got it. Well, I will say this. Technically, didn't they do something to that game to change the face for Peter Parker?
The remastered one, yeah.
Oh, it's the remastered one. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So the one on PS5 and the one on PC has a different face.
Okay, got you. Listen, I think that face is a better face, honestly. Like I'm not mad at it. Like I know like it was like a brand synergy thing, right? Because they made it more look like Tom Hollandish.
It's a white guy. They all look the same.
Oh, see, that's not nice. That's not nice at all. It's not true. Only some. Not most. No. But
I got face blindness, so half the time I don't care.
Oh, interesting. Okay, got you. Okay, but no, seriously, like
my excuse.
What is what is it about you that changed that makes this game more palatable now?
That I can play the game now. That I can actually, I have a hook on the gameplay that I can play it better now. Because there was a mission. I borrowed the game like 2-3 years ago, and I got stuck in a mission, and I couldn't beat it. Then when I got it again now, I still couldn't beat it.
It was one of those Mary Jane sneaking missions?
No, it's one of those Fisk Men missions.
Got you. Okay.
And I just couldn't. I couldn't. And then I could, and now I'm good.
Hilarious. So wait, so it doesn't sound like you didn't like the game. It sounds like you got stuck in the game.
I got stuck, and I didn't like it at the time.
Okay, and that's fair. That's fair. And look, I can understand how that can happen. Like I know that I'm like my particular temperament is one where I don't mind getting stuck or I won't say I don't mind getting stuck. What I'll say is I know sometimes getting stuck in a game can be very frustrating for players, depending, like, especially if they feel like, hey, there's like, this is a crazy barrier, like like the spike in difficulty type thing or whatever. But for whatever reason, and maybe this is because I'm like old school gamer, like I don't mind like just playing a game, like a level or something, like over and over until I get good, because that was like what you had to do.
That's how I feel about Street Fighter. But in this game, I think what fucked me is that so many people were like, yeah, it's like Arkham Asylum, but Spider-Man. And it's not. It really isn't.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Like, there's some similarities, but yeah, it definitely plays very different than Arkham Asylum. Yeah, so, okay. Well, cool, man. I'm happy for you. I mean, there's a whole world of... What did Tiger Claw say?
If you have difficulty in the game, you can change the difficulty to easy.
Hey, come on, Tiger Claw. Like,
in fairness, I do have it on the hardest level. So.
Oh well, of course. Like if you're playing the hardest difficulty, of course it's going to be.
I'm a gamer, goddammit.
Hey, I get it. I listen, and I will tell you, like I'm with you most of the time because I know for me, I'm like I don't have no time to play these games over and over. So whatever the hardest difficulty you're going to give me, I want to unlock everything at once. Which unfortunately a lot of games don't do these days, right?
I didn't even want to unlock everything. I just wanted the Scarlet Spider outfit.
Oh, you need to play on hard difficulty to get it?
I don't know if you have to, but I got it unlocked, so I don't care. I'm there.
That's fair.
I'm where I wanted to be, and now I'm
Mhm.
just enjoying the game.
There it is. And that's what's important. Enjoying the game is what should be happening. So there it is. Oz, Jay, let's start with you, Oz. Did you play that Spider-Man game?
I'm not even sure which one he's talking about.
The
The
PlayStation
Insomniac
4
one.
Spider-Man, like the last set of Spider-Man game, like the individual Spider-Man game. So the one that's like Spider-Man, then there's Spider-Man Miles Morales, and they had Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So you did play them, or you played
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. How about you, Jay? You play those games?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I played the first one.
Okay. You
I
didn't
haven't had
do.
a chance to play the others yet.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
Jay probably had a beat before I even looked at the game.
That sounds like a Jay thing to do. Jay do be beating games. Oz beats games too, quiet as kept. Like, it's like not all of them, but he beats
What?
them.
Which ones have I not?
Every game, I'm just saying, like, you don't beat every game you play, right? Because some of them,
Yeah, I
you're
do.
just like, oh, do you really? Oh, I didn't know that. My bad. I'm sorry. Look, I apologize. I thought you were. I didn't realize you were gaming hard. Like that's why I said quiet as kept, because I know you don't really talk about too much, like, you beating games, and I don't mean that like, I don't mean to say that like, other people are like bragging or anything. It's just not a part of the conversation that we have. You'll say you played it, but you don't usually mention that you actually like finished it already or anything like that.
I've beat Baldur's Gate 3 so many times. I started adding mods to make it harder.
You
Nice.
beat Baldur? How many times have you beat Baldur's Gate 3?
3 or 4.
Wow. Did you beat Starfield?
Yeah, 10 times.
Did you really beat Starfield 10 times?
At least so the first time I played it straight through, like you're supposed to play it.
Okay.
And then, spoiler alert, you know what
Wait.
happens when you beat it, right?
No. I don't want to know. Don't. I kind of know, but I don't want definitive.
I'll say it this way: there's a new game plus mode.
Right. I do know that.
And your stuff gets upgraded. And to fully upgrade everything, you have to new game plus 10 times.
Do you really?
Yes. Because you see, like, all your powers will upgrade to version 2. And the highest version is 10. So when I realized that, I like just speed ran through no side quests, just the main mission 10 times.
Is it worth it?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because I'm just like, it don't feel like that's something that, like, don't get me wrong, I love that game, and it has a great, like, there's a lot going on with it. Like, I've enjoyed every time I played it, but
there was a few.
You can't convince me that it's worth beating 10 times.
Stuff happens when you new game plus it. That there are a couple of times I kind of thought of just like playing it, but I had to get everything upgraded all the way, so I just said nah. And so now that all that's upgraded, I want to do another like regular playthrough and kind of enjoy stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm also kind of sick of it.
Yeah, no, I listen. You should be. I think like 10 times is a lot of times to go through that.
I have the DLC, and I haven't even gotten into it.
That was because you played it 10 times, Oz. I don't know if you know. It's a lot of times.
The DLC I haven't.
No, but still, like you're like. It's like, dude, you like basically. I mean, yes, but no, right? Like like this is like you messing around and being like, okay, like you eat pizza. Not me, but maybe you. If you ate pizza every day for like, let's say like 5 years, and then somebody's like, okay, you're gonna have something that's not pizza today, and you're like, oh, thank you, and then they give you like a friggin' calzone. Like calzone, right? It's like, my guy, like, okay, technically it's not pizza, but it's pizza, right? Exactly, like that's pizza. It's just folded over pizza. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm like, that's crazy. But how long did it take you to beat it the first time? Do you remember?
No, it's probably whatever a normal RPG length is. You know, I want to say maybe 40 hours, something like that.
Yeah, but like, okay, or I mean, like, let me put it like this: like, how long after the game released were you through with a playthrough? Maybe that's the better question. Because yeah, I understand it's like a 40-hour game.
See, that's tougher to gauge because you know I was working.
Right. So yeah, but I'm saying like, was it like a month later you had beat it one time, or was it like 6 months later, or?
Probably a month.
Wow, man. See,
if that, it's free though.
No,
I mean, I have Game Pass.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just saying that I like I don't get to play games like that anymore, and I already play slow, and I'm just like, damn, like I want to beat Starfield.
This last game, Xbox Games thing, they announced Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah,
and that's also on Game Pass.
Right.
So I put that in my queue to download, and then I downloaded the original, and then I beat that one.
So the announcement of the second one.
Since the announcement of the second one, I've beaten the first one again, and that was weeks ago.
Yeah, no,
and now I'm back to Baldur's Gate 3.
That's so great. So are you only playing, like, you're playing the same games over and over?
There's not a lot of good stuff out there.
You don't think so?
There's good stuff coming. I'm looking forward to Black Myth. Wukong.
Yeah. What, 2?
No, it's coming on Xbox. I could get it on the PlayStation now.
Yeah.
I have an Xbox at work, so I can, like, Xbox games I can play at home and at work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're not playing, like, you didn't play Blueprints?
What the hell is Blueprints?
It's on Game Pass. You should mess with that.
I don't know what it looked. If it looks like crap, I don't touch it. I played Expedition 33.
Yeah,
and that is an interesting game. I beat that.
I've seen a lot of people play that one.
Dude, it's such a good game. I haven't beaten it. I haven't even come close to beating it. I'm in the Citadel.
It's good.
So,
I have no idea what the hell that story is.
You can play Date Everything.
Like it kind
Date Everything.
It kind of that story, like, it opens up. So this lady Thanos snaps people, and you're going to stop her and find out what's happening.
Right.
I think I understand. All right, let's go. Let's do this. I got my team. Let's go. And then they actually explain to you what happens.
Like, okay, don't tell me.
What the fuck, dude? What? Like, what? This is not what I was promised. I don't, like, suddenly I don't know anything that's going on.
Oh, dude, I love it. I can't wait to play more of that.
So go.
Yeah, there it is. Blueprints it's a great game, but it is an indie game, and it's like one of those walking sims. Ugh. So I don't know. No, like, but it's like a puzzle game though. It's really good.
A walking game. I got a treadmill.
You don't use it. Oh,
damn!
Right? Don't
take that. No. But you should. I'm saying it's on Game Pass. Instead of playing something you've already played again, you should try it. You might like it. You never know.
You know how messed up it is to have a treadmill in your house? You have a dog, and you start using it, and your dog's looking at you like, I'm
really?
Right here.
Right, yes. Really?
Yeah, no, he does.
Really?
Like, Amber uses it a lot more than it's her treadmill. And he, like, just barks at her.
That's hilarious. He
started using it when, like, he's out somewhere.
The dog's like, we could go outside right now. We could go walk right now. That's fair. Okay. Man, dude, okay, listen. I apologize, Oz. I had no idea that the pedigree in regards to you beating these games, like, because, dude, like, that's crazy. Like,
you think I started talking to you because you're cool? No, because it was all games.
I knew it wasn't because I was cool. I knew that.
I was there gaming. I'm like, these
I just
guys
assumed
are talking about it's a Nintendo stage. Like, I'm gonna sit on a Nintendo.
Indeed. So cool, man. Jeez. Yeah, my conversion rate for beating games is really low. Even though I'm in the middle of a playthrough of Bravely Default 2, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up beating that. And then after that, I'm gonna go to Oh man, what am I trying to say? Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky. I'm gonna tackle that and slowly but surely beat that game.
Borderlands 4 is coming out too.
Yeah. Look, trust me. From my perspective, and don't get me wrong, I understand that you're playing games at a much higher, like much more quickly, at a higher rate than I am. So I can understand why it must feel like there's less games for you. But from my perspective, I'm like, man, there's more games than I can play, but I'm gaming a lot less than you are, obviously, because you beat a 40-hour game 10 times. So I'm like, oh, how does it take 40 hours?
The last 9 times took maybe a couple hours each.
You can get through the entire Starfield story in 2 hours?
Yes, if you know where everything is.
Got you. Okay. That's fair. Shout out to chat. I see Tiger Claw's in the building. What up, Tiger Claw? I see we got Savior TRDKA in the building asking, where's Moses? Moses is with the fam right now, so he's not here. Yep. Hecht has returned. So all right. You guys ready to get into some Sandman? Okay, let's do it. Oh, look, they're not gonna let us play that
thing. No.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Listen, we're just gonna go right into it. Let's go. So, Sandman season 2 has released, or at least season 2. I think it's part 1. I think that's how it goes. Season 2, part 1, released on Netflix. My confusion comes because I know it's too. Well, I know that we got more episodes coming at the end of this month, but I don't know if that's considered season 2 part 2 or if that's considered a mini season 3. I don't know, but either way, we're going to be talking about the first few batches of episodes that came out, continuing the story of Dream and his responsibilities and his actions inside of his realm, the dreaming. So, Jay, did you get a chance? No, Jay, you didn't get a chance to check this out. I'm tripping. Jay, look, like I forget. Jay, look, and we'll talk about it after the show, Jay. But I got you. Oz, you got to check this out, right?
No.
I
didn't even watch the first season.
Well, but you didn't watch the second season?
I haven't watched the first season.
You did? Oh my God! Wait a minute. Hecht.
Nope.
No, Heck. I know, Heck. You don't have Netflix, right?
Not at all.
Okay, well, listen.
All right, that was great. Anime Expo.
All right, yeah.
How was that?
Sandman, great.
Oh, absolute Green Lantern.
I'm about to have a conversation with myself about how interesting the Sandman was. So, wait, but Oz, you have Netflix, right? But you just were like, I need to watch the first one before.
I have Netflix.
Yeah.
I sail the high seas every once in a while.
That's hilarious. Right. Okay, so yeah, man. Dude. Okay. Well, listen. I'm at least want to say something about it, just because we told the people we were gonna talk about the joint. Which, what I will say is this. It's interesting because I know that when Moses is like the Sandman fan amongst us. He's been a huge proponent of Sandman. So if he were able to be here today, he definitely would have something to say. Even though I know, like, if I remembering correctly, he was like hating to love the first season. Like there's some parts of it he wasn't that happy with because of changes that they made between the comic and the show. But I think if I'm not mistaken, he felt like it was mostly in the, if I'm remembering correctly, it was mostly faithful to the core of the characters and of the work or whatnot. I can say that I decided to try to read a little bit of Sandman because I didn't get to last time. And unfortunately, I didn't get far enough into it to like catch up to where we would be in season 2. But I did get to see like some of the stuff that happened in the first season and how it was depicted. Like, I mean, like the first episode of season 1 is definitely an adaptation of the first comic, or like, issue 1 of Sandman, which I'm like having the opportunity to have read that now. I'm just like, oh wow, like I was actually kind of surprised by how
the first
much
comic,
of it.
The first comic or the first volume?
Well, no, I'm talking about the first comic. I'm talking about like episode 1 and comic number 1, like are basically like you would read that book and you would be like, wait, if you watch the episode, you're like, oh, they're doing issue 1, and I'm like, yeah, like I was actually pleasantly surprised by how closely it followed, because I was, especially like listening to Moses talk, I would have thought that it was like not near or not nearly as close as it ended up being. But even with like, I had the opportunity to talk to Moses earlier in the week, and he was telling me about some of the stuff that happens in the book, and was basically telling me like I should make sure I read this stuff, if nothing else, to have it to compare and contrast to some of the stuff in season 2. And unfortunately, I couldn't get my hands on those issues before I watched season 2. But even the stuff he was telling me, it's like when I watched this season, I recognized some of the things, like what I was watching was in line with some of the things he actually said to me to read. And I'm just like, man, like this Sandman joint, it feels like it's probably as good of an adaptation as you can do given the source material, because Sandman's not necessarily easy to bring into a live action series. But what I can say is I did enjoy it. Like the set of episodes that I saw, like I thought were really cool. I will say that I feel like it was a little less, maybe a little less complex than the first season. Which, I mean, I don't know if the season, I don't even want to say the show's complex. I just know that what I will say is they kind of hopped around a lot, and eventually they kind of end up tying everything together. This season is a lot more straightforward, and they still do a little bit of time skipping, but it's a lot more straightforward than the first season.
How many episodes are out right now?
6 episodes. 6 episodes are all there are right now, and I think another 6 are coming. I don't know. I want to say maybe it's July 24th.
Yeah,
but
according to Wiki, like everything should be out by the end of the month.
Right. So, yeah. But yeah, but like
correct. It's only on Netflix.
Yeah. Somebody in chat. Oh, got you. Okay,
Xavier
cool.
was asking.
Yes. Yep. Only on Netflix. So, but what I will say is this: like, I feel like it's the kind of show with whether you're a fan of the comic or not, I feel like you could watch it and enjoy it, because it's not like they tell you everything you need to know inside of the show. And even like with this season 2, like honestly, I feel like you could have watched season 2 at the beginning without having watched season 1, and you wouldn't have felt lost. You would have just been picking up where the story starts. Like it could have easily been the beginning of a season. Like, you know, it could have been a season 1 and they just started later in the story. So yeah. So it was cool. It was cool. Like I enjoyed it. You know, I'm not gonna hold you all too long with it because Lord knows it's like I could have a whole conversation with just myself, but why would we do this?
Dissecting each episode.
Right, exactly. And so, you know, I feel the sub theme of episode 3, season 2 is like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but I will give a rating. I'm gonna say that that Sandman, like this first group of episodes for the season, I'm gonna give this joint overall 4.5 out of 5 because I liked it. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and man, I can't like the casting for the dude at Sandman is so crazy. Like I can't believe they found somebody that looks like Sandman. Like that's weird because that fool is so like he's so like his frame is so like thin and he's so pale and he's so like they found somebody that like encapsulates every aspect of like when I think of Sandman in my head, I'm just like that's crazy. Like and his face, like he has like the face that like holds the right expression, which is crazy.
You're describing like a Friday night in West Hollywood.
I mean, hey, maybe
I haven't been out there in a while, but I remember.
You remember. There it is.
So I'll get Netflix sometime at the beginning of August and watch all of it.
Yeah, listen, I think you'll definitely have a time. You'll definitely have time.
I had been trying to get the comics for a long time. In the trade paperbacks, and I finally found a cheap one of the first.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. Like it's popular one, so you can find them, but they are often like
expensive.
Like they're priced. They're priced for the demand of it, right?
Yeah.
Like people, and they know people want them.
And then when they got the Netflix deal, the covers got the branding.
Exactly.
Oh, I want a cover without the branding. Oh, well,
amen.
That's, another $10 that you got to pay out.
Exactly. So, but okay, let's do some talking about Anime Expo 2025. Let's do it. Jay, why don't you tell folks about your experience at Anime Expo this year?
It was pretty cool. Got to see a bunch of stuff, bunch of panels. Well, not a bunch of panels. We got to see like 3.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they normally have like the rooms and what panel is going to be in each room.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't have that this time.
It wasn't like in the program?
Yeah, it wasn't in the program.
Mm-hmm.
Which was odd.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see some new stuff. Got to see Sakamoto Days.
Oh yeah, Sakamoto Days. That was actually pretty good. I'd never heard of that. So
right, that's another Netflix joint.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty good. Oh, and again with Netflix, I got to see the first episode of Leviathan.
Dude, that was good too. I was like, man, it's crazy. Because that was just a random thing that you're like, hey, we should go check that out. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Right. I didn't know how much I was going to enjoy that.
Yeah, that ended up being pretty good. And what else did I see? I saw a short panel for the Demon Slayer game coming out, the new one.
Really?
Hinokami Chronicles. which that looks actually pretty good.
What kind of game is it? Like, I mean, most people that watch anime know what Demon Slayer is, and even people that don't watch anime. But what kind of game is this one?
It's a fighting game,
Gotcha.
but not like a 3D fighting game.
Not like a 3D fighting game.
No,
so
it is like a 3D fighting game. It is a 3D fighting game.
Oh, okay. I thought you said not like a 3D fighting.
Meant to say not like a 2D fighting game.
Got it. Okay, so 3D fighting game. So we're thinking like Tekken type joint, or what's the 3D
Kind
fighting
of,
game?
but more free running, like a Jump Force.
Oh, okay. So like like the Naruto joints.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Out?
Say again.
Who's putting it out?
Sega and Atlas.
Ah, okay.
It was funny.
Why?
I saw two guys almost get into a fight because they were like running out of bags to give away.
At that panel?
Yeah.
Oh my god. They were about to go full on Demon Slayer fighting game right there for the bag?
Yeah.
It's all promotional.
It's all promotional. That's wild. Okay. Like, look, and how did it get diffused?
Oh, it just kind of diffused on its own. Like one guy couldn't hold on to the bag.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. My bad. Look, he was like, I'm gonna fight to hold it, but I'm not gonna actually fight to take it back. He's like, you got it. God damn, what am I gonna do? That's fair. I know we were mentioning Netflix or whatever. One of the stories that came out, which out of Expo, was basically Netflix saying that 50% of their global users watch anime. And so, which I think people are like, that's a lot of people. Like, Netflix has a fair amount of subscribers. And so for 50% of them to be watching anime, they also released a stat saying that 80 to 90% of their Netflix audience watches it dubbed, which I'm sure that's much to the chagrin of most of the people at Anime Expo, where they're like, look, they're like, that's why I watch my anime on Crunchyroll, so I don't have to be with the plebes, right? Listen, I'm not mad at that. Like, it's so funny because this has been a thing for as long as I can remember, since like I remember people having this conversation before there were actually like real anime dubs. Like when it was actually like starting. And from the very beginning, like the hardcore anime guys were like, you should not be watching that dubbed. And it's like, what do you like? Why would I not? Like, if I can hear it in English, like I don't speak Japanese, like, no, but you should not be watching that dub.
I mean, I could take that argument back in the day because all the dubs were like, well, just put whatever, say whatever.
Yeah, they weren't good. You're right. Initially, they weren't great. The dubbing has become it's really amazing now. Like the dubs are really good.
The dubbing's almost 1 for 1.
If you're reading the subs, are you even watching it?
No,
I think so.
I am.
You can definitely like. I'm just saying, having grown up watching anime where like there were basically only subtitles. It's like I don't feel like I missed out on Dragon Ball Z because I was reading subtitles. What? Well, actually, that's not true. I wasn't looking at Dragon Ball Z with subtitles. That's a lie. But there were other things. Probably Macross. Like watching Macross with because Macross had subtitles. Like I saw it. But don't get me wrong. These days, like we have these conversations about my eyes, and I was having this conversation with Jay at Anime Expo, where like I still will watch anime subtitled, like subbed, but sometimes my eyes get tired. They get real tired, and so it's a chore So sometimes I do, if there is a dub, I opt for the dub just because I don't want to have to read it. Especially considering, like, some anime, like, people are talking a lot. That's a lot of, not only is it a lot of text, but the speed at which the text has to come sometimes, because the text needs to match the performance. So it's like, sometimes it's like, dude, like, God forbid somebody gets excited, I'm sitting here, like, I'm reading, like, trying to speed read, and next thing you know, one of my eyes just conks out. I just can't see out this eye all of a sudden. So I'm like, nah, let me just get the dub.
Gotta take your eyes to the gym, man.
Listen, look, what's wrong with my eyes? A gym won't fix. They're not weak in that way. They're weak like brittle bone disease. Like that. The gym don't fix that.
Makes it worse.
Right, exactly. So that's what it is, man. It is what it is, and I have good days where I'm like, okay, yeah, I can watch this dubbed or subbed. But then some days I have days where I'm like, no, I just need a dub, and that's okay. So, but anyway, there were a number of announcements that came out of Anime Expo as well. Stuff that, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that, like, we all, like, major stuff that you're like, okay, like, we knew that was going to happen, but the announcement's official. Like, like, yeah, they're going to have, like, the final season of Beastars or whatever, or like, the next season of, like, say, Jobless Reincarnation, or, things like that, like, that's all stuff that we knew was coming. One thing that that got announced that I thought was interesting, that it wasn't a guarantee, even though people suspected it would happen. They did. They are going to do a second season of that Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime. So that's something that's interesting. And then another thing I saw that, for me, I'm just like, okay, this is something that I did not think was going to happen. And I don't know if other people knew that it was going to happen, but they're going to do basically a Fist of the North Star remake.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah. And it's like to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Fist of the North Star, which, look, that gives you an idea of how old I am, that I'm excited about that, right? Like, something from 40 years ago where I'm like, oh wow, who knew? I don't know that was something that people knew was going to happen. So, Fist of the North Star, like, just for those, like, for those that would care to know, is one of the first anime that I actually got to see. Like, I legit remember watching that joint in, like, the first place I ever lived, and getting to particular parts and it making me queasy, where I was just like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna throw up. And and like, I've always had, like, a pretty weak constitution for violence, for graphic violence. I've since graduated from animated violence. I can do that now. Like, animated violence doesn't affect me anymore. But I can't do, like, don't, like, anything that looks too real. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh man, can you imagine the reboot or whatever that they announced? It's gonna be so realistic.
Well, I'm not 100% certain, but I think they said it's supposed to be a CG.
I'm out.
Anime, right? Right. Which, and I was just like, CG. I'm like, okay. So I don't know. Like,
why is it you said CG? The first thing in my head was like Code Lyoko and shit.
I mean, it's interesting just because, like, I'm not sure, like I've watched some anime-esque type things that are CG that I've enjoyed. Like the first thing that comes to mind for me is like some of the like UC Century Gundam stuff. But like that stuff is universally like thought of as some of the worst Gundam stuff.
Did you see that redone Trigun that came out a couple years ago?
I did not. No. Was
it
that CG
too? Last year. Part of it. Was it animated?
It could be like sometimes they do that where they have like anime mixed with, because Gundam does that a lot too, where they have like the Gundams will be CG, but the animation, like the people and all that, will be, you know, traditional animation. And so that does happen sometimes, but
that's what QX was doing.
I don't think that's how you say it. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Isn't there a G in there?
Silent.
Yes.
Yeah. Which Jay is talking about the newest Gundam series, but yeah, I don't know how to say it, and I'm very mad at that. Even though because everybody in the show pronounces it different too, so screw that. So I'm just like, listen, if you all can't get it one way in the lore, then I'm not going to take the time to learn it in real life. Goddamn. So, but yeah, like Fist of the North Star is all people. I mean, obviously it's like it's in a post-apocalyptic kind of world. Think like a Mad Max-esque type joint, like that kind of vibe. So there are, I guess, vehicles technically, but it's mostly like buff dudes walking the desert and punching each other in the face when they're not poking each other with a finger. So, you know, yeah, it's wild. I'm not sure if CG is the way to go for that, but I am going to be watching it regardless because I don't feel like I have a choice.
If it's like that Trigun, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's kind of jarring.
Yeah, and here's the thing. CG, like, I mean, when it comes to anime, like, you know, folks over on that side are like trying to push the boundaries of technology. So they were trying to do CG stuff before CG was like all the way there. You know, they're like early adopting CG. And I feel like that put CG in put a bad taste in the mouth of anime fans for CG.
I feel it's
come a long way. It's come a long way.
I think if they hadn't pushed it, they wouldn't have made the advances to the animation.
I think you're right. I think you're right. So, you know, it is what it is, and so, yeah, I can't be mad at the idea of them, you know, trying it. So we'll see what happens. Like I hope it's good, because like I'm a big fan. Like, listen, I bought Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star. Like that's how big of a and when they announced it, I was like truly excited that I get like quiet as kept. It might be my favorite version of Fitness Boxing. It's not the best one because I've played them all now, but it might be my favorite because
you played them all.
Yeah. Oh well, no, that's not true. I haven't played whatchamacallit.
Okay.
Miku. I didn't play Miku. But
what you got against Miku?
I don't have any issue with Miku. It's just that Miku came at a bad time because, like, literally, it was so weird because Fitness Boxing 1 came out, and then there was like a gap. Then Fitness Boxing 2 came out, right? And then it was like, okay, we're waiting for the next installment, and then Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star came out, and then like I want to say maybe like I don't know, maybe 4 months later, maybe 6 months later, Miku came out, and then Fitness Boxing 3 was coming out like a month and a half after that. So all of a sudden, you basically have like kind of like 3 of these games on top of each other. And from my perspective, I was just like
the market got saturated in a short amount of time.
Yeah. There was a lot of Fitness Boxing, and I'm like, I don't need, like, I'm still playing Fist of the North Star. Like, you know, by the time, I don't know that I need Miku right now when I could just wait another couple months and get 3. And that's what I ended up doing. So, and Miku, while I do want to play it, I like looking at the reviews, people have basically said, like, because, you know, Miku is a diva or whatnot, the game, like, it's her music, and that's the draw, right? It's her music that they're using, and her as an avatar, and I guess people related to her somehow as the avatars and whatnot, like as the trainers. And people say that it's much more rhythm game like than it is Fitness Boxing like. Which, like, I'm gonna finish Fitness Boxing soon, probably, or I won't say finish, but you know, like, I'll have done all the things I can do. So then when I'm playing it, I'm just playing it to like keep up, right, with my physical activity. At some point, I'm gonna wanna probably switch up, and I'll probably get the Miku joint just to see. But people have said like it's kind of intense in regards to the workout that you're doing, just because it's like it's almost too fast for the boxing moves that you're doing.
Kind of like
Which
Beat
actually
Saber.
Say what?
Kind of like Beat Saber.
Yeah. Except that, you know, Beat Saber, like, you're doing less, because with Fitness Boxing, you're literally like, you know, throwing all these types of punches, bobbing, weaving, ducking. You know, you're friggin'. I don't know if Miku does like they have punches where you have to like, you know, like move forward and backward, and like, you know, like kind of like not lunge, what is it? I forget what, like almost like a dash punch, you know? And I'm just like, okay, if you do all that stuff too fast, it's like like, God forbid I hit my TV. Oh no. Like mess up my TV and my friggin' Switch 2 controller. Like, that'd be the worst.
Dang.
So
Wrecking the whole living room.
yeah, exactly right. So so what else should we say about Anime Expo? What about day 3? I didn't get to actually go day 3. Was there anything that you saw, Jay, or any experience? I know Mo was there with you. Anything that happened that day that was kind of interesting or worth mentioning?
We mostly did Artist Alley that day.
Dude, Artist Alley was something else, man.
Yeah, it was packed. Like,
yeah,
that was what got me about it. Like, it was way easier to move on the show floor than it was in Artist Alley.
Right.
Like,
right. And Artist Alley was the entirety of Kensha Hall. So, which is like that lower hall in the LA Convention Center for those that have been there. But basically just it's basically the length of an entire show floor. It's just one level down. So imagine an Artist Alley that's that big, completely filled with people. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. So that was my day 3 or day 4.
Right. Man, I feel bad because I feel like woefully unprepared here because you know, I actually bought a piece of art, and you know what? Should I, like, I if I was smart.
I mean, we'll revisit this next week when Mo can get on.
That might be true.
I know you guys did a lot of filming and stuff that we can throw on here too.
but yeah, I can't I don't remember. Do you remember the name of the artist, Joe, by chance?
No.
I think
I
yeah,
don't want to
exactly.
mess it up. Like
Right, right.
It was something easy to remember,
I'm pretty
but I
sure
don't remember it.
right. 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 No, his first I'm pretty sure his first name was Ryan, but
Like
I don't
Ryan
remember.
Miller or something.
Oh, that's it. That's it. It's it's Ryan Miller. That's what it is. So, but so Ryan Miller, um, I just want to show you all some of his art because one thing, like one thing that I can say, and Joe can attest to this, is like we go to Artist Alley and Anime Expo, and obviously anime has a there's a anime art style that we all know, right? And you of course there's like the like chibi kind of style, and then the cutesy stuff, and of course you have like all of the um you know like I mean you have like a character design for anime, right? But the other part, at least from my perspective from anime, is mechs. And we go through Artist Alley, and I just told you all how big Artist Alley is, and I'm always looking like to just be like, okay, like where are the people that like that are drawing, like where are the mechs, like the artists that like that are drawing the mechs and stuff. And I don't like it, like for the last like couple years I haven't seen anybody doing it. And I know that it's not easy, you know what I mean? Like it's not easy to do because um it's intricate stuff. But I'm just like, if there's anywhere that is going to have it, it should be here. And man, it's barren, barren, barren. But I will tell you that when I saw Ryan Miller, I was like, I had to stop, and I was like, let me go ahead and see what he has going on here. And I was like immediately like, okay, I got to support this guy. And yeah, I'll definitely show you my photos next week, or the stuff that I got next week. But just to did I do something crazy? No. But just to let you see like what like his art looks like. This is an example here of some of his stuff, which I actually did see this book, and I was just like, dude, like that's a kick-ass like Ultra Magnus right there. And the thing that got me was that he did some art where it was like inspired, or well, no, it's not like inspired. It is inspired by the toys. And so he's like he's a G1 guy, and he did like an entire art book that's like cool interpretations, but of the toys, not of the characters from the show. And those joints are amazing. I'll make sure that you all can check those out next week. So anyway, but yeah, Ryan Miller, man, that guy's my new hero. Anything else you want to say about Anime Expo before we start talking about Absolute Green Lantern?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. What I will say is I feel like one thing they stepped up this year that I was just like, oh wow. I think the food selection and the available food like at the con seemed like it was on another level. and I didn't experience it because we went over to LA Live. But I think next year I'm gonna bring like a food budget and snack in some of those places. And we can still go to LA Live. Don't get me wrong, because like they weren't selling any alcohol over there. I don't believe, even though I guess they did have a beer garden, right?
Yeah, they had a beer garden and they had a bar inside Artist Alley.
Oh, there was like a full bar, or was it beer and wine?
Beer and wine.
Oh, I mean, I'm not mad at that, but yeah, like at the end of the day, I want to go get I want to have a drink, like not a hard drink, not beer or wine. But
they had canned vodka sodas.
Damn.
Like the cut water, like or like the cut water.
I think so.
Yeah, I look, those are okay in a pinch, but it's not an actual vodka soda. It's a canned vodka soda. Look, it doesn't have the same alcohol content. You're never going to convince me of that. Like they might try to tell you it does, but listen, I've been drinking vodka soda too long for you all to convince me that that's the truth. Like, nah.
Mayor's out here trying to get drunk.
No, not drunk. Just look. I never drink to get drunk.
He's out here wanting a pleasant buzz.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. Like that's exactly what I go for every time. I just want to be wonderfully buzzed. So, but yeah. So yeah, I think that might have to be a part of our coverage next year if they bring back the little that little alley with the food where like let's go try some of these little booths.
Yeah.
Anime Expo food reviews. Shoo. Why are you joking? If we did that on day one, on Thursday, like went from booth to booth and reviewed the food, that might get a lot of views. Because cats are going to want to know what's good and what's not.
We can do that at Comic-Con. They always have that. I mean, it's not in the convention center, but there's always that where the food trucks are all lined up.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Yeah. It's not a bad idea either. Yep. I like it. The only thing is that those Comic-Con things are real expensive. Those food trucks, like Jesus, like I mean, and food trucks aren't necessarily cheap usually, but Comic-Con food trucks feel like they're extra expensive. Like I'm like, man, like I might have to take out a small loan and hope that the videos hit.
Right.
$45 for a quesadilla.
Right. Exactly. Right. Mess around. Be like, I just won't stay in a hotel one night and use that night for the food. That money for the food. But anyway, okay. You all ready to review some comics?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Hold on.
No problem. Take your time, friend.
Comic book
Review.
comic book
Like review.
well, not like that, but like
Huzzah. All right. Hecht. Let's come to you, my friend. I know that you read Absolute Green Lantern and definitely mentioned to us before that you wanted to talk about it. Let's go straight to you. And before we start though, if I'm not mistaken, Absolute Green Lantern is at issue 4 right now. So are you current, Hecht, or where are you at?
I'm current. I don't remember what number it went up to. Because I just read Absolute Superman today.
4. I think it's 4. Unless something came out today.
I don't think so. I don't think Absolute came out today, but I honestly I didn't do my usual perusal of what came out. So I could be wrong. But
yeah, it's up to 4.
Okay, cool. So you are current. What was it about this series that like compelled you to be like, hey man, we got to have a conversation about what's happening?
Because it's the whole Absolute line, it's a reimagining, but between the Trinity, they say it one way, And then when you like get out of it with the Flash, with the Green Lantern, with the Martian Manhunter, they start switching up the storytelling, how it's told. And Green Lantern is like the X-Files kind of cop show. There's a mystery of what's happening, and we don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that there is definitely, like, so it definitely has like I can see the X-File kind of vibe. It almost even has like a almost like a Twin Peaks-ish kind of thing going on a little bit. You know. So but I feel that. So you're just like, hey, it feels different. Like it feels like it's something that's going on with in a completely different vibe than, say, the Absolute Trinity.
Yeah.
Okay. And so having read, these issues, like, let me ask you this question. Did you read one when it came out, or did you read one like later with like in conjunction with like followed up by 2 and 3?
No, I read 1 when it came out.
Okay.
And I kind of fell off. And then I read 2, 3, and 4 at one time.
Right. Okay. And that was my experience as well. Where, I definitely read 2, 3, and 4 all at once. I remember when we talked about Absolute Green Lantern #1, I was a little confused by it just because there wasn't like any Green Lantern. Like,
like #1 was very, very out of the box.
Yeah, especially for a book that's calling itself Green Lantern. And I think we all were like pretty much we all agreed on that. The level of how much that made the book enjoyable varied between, I think, the 4 of us, if I'm not mistaken. But it was we were all on the same page. We were like, okay, like you said we're going to give you a Green Lantern book, and there was no Green Lantern in it until like you literally just like a splash page at the end. And even then, it's still not like very Green Lantern-y. It was just like a person that glowed green.
I think the major thing about #1 is the expectation,
right?
You see the characters that they're woven into, and you figure, oh well, Hal Jordan's going to be the Green Lantern when you finish the comic, and after like 3 issues, he's not anything green.
That's true. That is true. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oz, let's come to you, man, because you are our resident Green Lantern fan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
and I know that like you were definitely, if I remember correctly, probably the unhappiest with what we read with Absolute Green Lantern #1.
It hasn't gotten better.
Right. And I was going to say, like, you definitely, every time, like, even when it just kind of gets brought up in passing, you definitely, have something to say about the book. So, yeah, like, what is it about Absolute Green Lantern that's not hitting the mark for you? It's stupid. Got it.
Wait.
All right. Moving on to Jay. No. What makes it?
We're 4 issues in, and nobody still knows what the Green Lantern power is. They make a point of bringing together all the Earth Lanterns. Well, not all of them. Like,
right.
They got their token brown person and skipped on the other 2 brown people.
Wait, who's the token brown person?
Stewart. You need one. So they put Stewart, and they left out Cruz and what's his face?
You're talking about
Kyle.
No. He's talking about the Muslim one.
Yeah.
There's a Muslim one?
Yeah, the one. Yeah, what's the man's name? Oh, geez.
I know. I forgot it too. He was like Cruz's partner for so long. Like, I should know his name.
What did you say?
Simon Baz.
Oh, Boz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, wait.
I just that's whatever. The point is they bring them all together, and then like Guy Gardner like just done. First of all, I didn't even like how he looked. Like I saw that and I was like, when they said that's Guy Gardner, I was like, no, it's not.
You wanted him to have you wanted the bowl cut?
No, I just didn't want him to be a fat dude.
He's not fat.
He kind of is.
No,
he's a I won't
like
say
an old ass cop.
Yeah,
I don't know about old, but
he's old.
Like I don't remember Absolute Guy Gardner. Like don't get me wrong, he does look different. Like different enough that I don't think he's recognizable as Guy Gardner. Like they have to say it. Like you don't look at that person and be like, okay, that's Guy Gardner. But I don't remember. I don't remember looking at the picture and being like, okay, he's fat. I just, he might be shaped a little different, but maybe he's not fat. Really though, right? Like he's bulky, but like he's not like he's bulky like Dark Knight bulky, not like fat.
Either way, I don't like Abensur. First of all, I don't even like how Abensur looks. Like dude shows up, I was like, they got Saint Walker? What the No, that's Abensur. Got 4 arms.
Yeah.
That's weird enough. And then like what he's doing, he's like just judging people and making them disappear or blowing them up or whatever he's doing with them. They're still trying to figure out what that is.
Right.
He's sending them to Oa.
Yeah.
That's what he says. Which is what
it makes most. It just doesn't make.
We don't know what that means though.
Sending them to Allah, you don't know what that means?
No, Oa.
Oh,
that's what he said. He said
Allah. Yeah, no.
He said Oa. Not Allah.
Tomato.
But we don't know what Oa is in the absolute universe because it definitely is something different.
I don't like how it's like jumping around timeline. Like it'll give you 2 pages of what's going on now, and then just suddenly, without any like letting you know, we're going back a week or whatever. It just the story just goes wherever it wants, and it jumps back and forth a couple times in each book.
Yeah, it does,
and that's kind of dumb. I don't like. I like Sojourner. I don't like the way her face is cracking.
Yeah, I don't care for that either, honestly.
I don't like. They don't even show why. Why her ring is channeling the power. In Green Lantern books, the ring is a machine, especially designed to do this.
Right.
And in this book, it's like her engagement ring.
Right.
It just I guess not randomly, like the series of events occur that and make it so that that's where the power is channeled from. But I just don't like it.
That's fair. Now, listen, I could understand, like, say, if you're a hardcore Green Lantern fan that's averse to change, I can totally understand why you would dislike this book, where you're just like, because it doesn't.
It's not even averse to change, because in original Green Lantern, back in the Alan Scott days, it was similar. I mean, it was more magic than technology. He had the freaking Starheart, and even after they redid him, he's still channeling the same magical energy that Swamp Thing uses, the Earth's green energy or whatever. But he's technically, I guess it's weird because he is Green Lantern, but he's not part of the Green Lantern Corps.
Right, he's a different Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's all weird. But it was kind of like explained, like it made sense even back then. What Abensur is doing, like makes absolutely no sense. Like they're not even giving us hints. And I don't know how many books Absolute is going to go, but like at some point you got to start explaining stuff.
And so you feel like they're not explaining enough quickly enough.
At least not like about what this power is or what the point of it is. You know, Alan Scott, it was magic. It was a magic thing that empowered him. Okay. When you get to the regular Green Lanterns, it's a outer space police force.
Mm-hmm.
You get the idea of what's going on. It's tough to even tell if Abin Sur is a good guy or a bad guy in this.
I mean, I hear that, and I think that's intentional.
We make the assumption that he's a good guy because we know who he's supposed to be.
Well, I honestly know from my experience, I didn't make that assumption. Like he actually seemed like he was a bad guy to me in this, which I was like, oh, that's different. But as this series has gone on, now I'm questioning that, which, like I said, is I think intentional. Like I think, like it's kind of similar to what Heck was saying, where like they're definitely like Al Ewing is playing on your expectations. Like he knows that you know, or he's assuming if you're coming into this Absolute Green Lantern, you probably have a concept of what Green Lantern is like in the DC universe, and then he's subverting all of our expectations.
Yeah,
in a number of different ways.
It's taking too long to get there.
It's only been 4 issues, though, Oz.
Yeah, well, but I mean, by the end of Absolute Superman #1, you kind of knew what the changes were, what was different in that universe as opposed to the regular universe. Same thing with Batman.
See, I think that is absolutely wrong.
You didn't really know what Superman was until like issue 4.
Yeah, it might like maybe even 5.
Yeah,
like, you know, like I feel like Absolute Superman definitely was a slow burn, and it like issue 4 and 5 recontextualizes everything that you had been seeing up until that point.
The only ones that were clear almost from the beginning were Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman.
Yeah, those were definitely more straightforward. See, but that's the thing where I know that you all did, like Absolute Batman obviously was like a gangbusters out the gate, and everybody was on Absolute Batman, like saying like, okay, that's the best book. Absolute Wonder Woman, I think overall, has overtaken Absolute Batman. I know I feel that way personally, but I think
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think most people
by 3 of Wonder Woman people.
Yeah,
I heard more people talking about Wonder Woman than Batman.
Yeah, I think everybody's like, wow, Absolute Wonder Woman is amazing, right? Like it definitely took like a little bit more time, but that has become, I think, the premier Absolute book. And Absolute Superman, though, is a much better book than people give it credit for. And I think that's because it does it's doing something very different with Superman. And it was like kind of slow walking it a little bit. And I believe Absolute Green Lantern might be doing the same thing.
Absolute Superman was such a slow burn. Like it's up to issue 9. And I read what I had to catch up on today. And like, I'm still iffy on it.
Oh, see, I like,
but it's good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it ain't good, but it's such a slow burn. There's a lot more incorporated into it now, and I think that's what Green Lantern is going to end up doing.
See, and that's the thing too, where like, you know, I'm not taking anything away from Absolute Batman or Absolute Wonder Woman, because I do still, like I said, I still think Absolute Wonder Woman is the best Absolute book. But Absolute Superman is very layered, and in a way that Wonder Woman and Batman are not. And so, you know, I liked it from the beginning, but I definitely had it as, when the initial 3 came out, I had it as my least favorite of the 3, but still thought it was good. And as I've been reading Absolute Superman, I personally think I think I actually like it better than Absolute Batman. But again, it's like, I think Superman and Batman just switched places. where it was like, or not, maybe not switch places, because initially I thought Batman was the best book, but I think Batman's like the third one, and I still enjoy it. It's just, it's a different thing. It's like watching an action movie versus like, like a drama. So
yeah,
but
and Green Lantern
going back to
sci-fi.
Right. No, absolutely right. Like absolute Green Lantern. Like, I think we all, like, I went to it thinking like, okay, yeah, like this is gonna be the absolute sci-fi book, right? And thinking that we're gonna get like, what's a like run and gun sci-fi movie? I don't know.
Running Man. I don't know.
Sure. What's something more modern? But or listen. Yeah, I thought from a sci-fi perspective, maybe it was going to be something that would be more along the lines of like, say, like a Chronicles of Riddick. You know what I'm saying? Something where it's going to be like light and action oriented. And it's turning out that this joint actually might be like one of those like more deeper sci-fi joints. It might be like Interstellar. You know what I mean? Like it might be one of these thinking man sci-fi joints, which I'm not mad at, but I can understand like if you walk into a joint expecting Chronicles of Riddick, and you get friggin' Interstellar, you're like, I don't know. So, yeah.
You're looking for action, and you're getting like plot and thinking.
plot. Look, Jay, we haven't gotten to you yet, man. What do you think about Absolute Green Lantern so far?
Oh, I love it so far.
Okay, there it is. See, and I do remember you were like pretty high on issue 1. I
was.
Yeah, which like, don't get me wrong, I didn't dislike it, but I didn't understand why you liked it so much. But I don't know.
It was really good. Like,
okay.
Number one, like, I know for me specifically, I'm fine with like not getting the hero until the second or third or fourth issue.
What? Like, the third or fourth issue, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, sometimes you need time to set something up, set up the conflict. And I'm fine with that.
That's fair.
It's like those old books where it's like those old team books where you would get like one issue for each of the characters, and then like it'll culminate with the team in like the 5th or 6th book.
Right.
Like, I'm fine with stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but listen, I guess your instincts are right though, at least seemingly, because I think that this is a much more interesting book than issue 1 made it seem. But I like Jay, how do you feel about Hal Jordan like potentially being like I guess the antagonist in this?
Oh, I'm fine with it. Like, yeah, like they're mixing it up, and I can appreciate that.
Okay. How about you, Oz? Same question. How do you feel about Hal Jordan potentially being like the antagonist?
I feel like I'm not gonna get Sinestro.
Look, they teased Sinestro.
Did they? Wait, did they?
They did. They did. See, you're not reading. Look, you're reading too quick, man. There was a Sinestro eye. I saw it. A
Sinestro eye.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
So there's the panel, and this is what I'm talking about with this book, where it kind of subverts your expectations, and like, what one thing I'll give it credit for
is this in the last one?
Yes, I think it was issue 4 in the panel where you have you actually see the ring interacting with Abin Sur. There's a Sinestro eye in that panel.
I'm gonna look for this.
Yeah, you'll see it. But one thing, like what I give this book credit for, even though, like I said, I wasn't very impressed with issue 1, because issue 1 felt like it was just like none of the.
That's not a Sinestro eye. That's Abin's eye.
That's a Sinestro eye.
That's Abin Sur's eye.
You sure? Like it's not. That's not a pink. It's not pink.
Abin Sur's pink.
Not in this.
Is he pink in this?
Yeah.
Not in this. No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
What?
Here.
Is that pink? Am I colorblind?
It's a little bit off because he's under the glow of the green because they're in the force field. But he is pink.
Really? I didn't know that. He doesn't look pink to me. Oh no. I'm not that woman with that couch, am I? I hope not. I don't want to be that. Look, I know my eyes don't always work. But I thought it was a Sinestro eye. That's Abin Sur's eye?
Yes, because he's pink.
Look at the eyebrow. Are you sure that's not Sinestro?
Oh, you got this guy too, so it could be a memory.
Yeah, listen, I'm pretty sure it's Sinestro. Look at the eye. Look at see, look.
He's got a little bit of a brow there. He's got that.
Nah, man, listen. You look.
Why is it square?
No, listen. It's a Sinestro eye. Don't worry about it. It's absolute Sinestro. He's coming. He's coming. But listen. Like
her face falling apart. What is this?
What I will say is this is while even though like everything I like about this book was not highlighted at all in the first issue. And so it's like other than I guess the only thing is the subversion of the expectation that Hal Jordan was going to be the Green Lantern, right? Which we knew he wasn't going to be like the main Green Lantern or the star of this book. But that doesn't mean that he wasn't going to be a Green Lantern still or a good guy or whatever. So I'll give it that. But that's the only subversion that they give you in that first issue, right? In the subsequent issues, I feel like, okay, this is like kind of going back and forth a little bit where it's like we're not exactly everything that you read comes across one way. And then like an issue later, it gets recontextualized and you're like, oh, that actually may not be what I thought it was, may not be what it is. And it's interesting because that even is the case with our protagonists, because by the time you get to issue 4, I was kind of like, like this person may not be as like good of a person or as much of maybe this person isn't the protagonist. Maybe they are the antagonist. I don't know. And so it's like that's interesting to me, just because like for me to be able to read something, feel pretty confident it's going one way, and then read something later and that makes me rethink that entire thing and then just be like, and in a way, at least to me, that makes sense, because it's not like I don't feel like I was lied to. I just feel like my understanding of what Green Lantern is, what comic books are, like how stories are told, are leading me to make an assumption that may not necessarily be the case. And it's an assumption that some of the characters in the story are making too, which is kind of cool. Tiger Claw says, is Guy Gardner in this comic? Because with the Superman movie right around the corner, perhaps there will be new Green Lantern fans that will check out this new comic.
If they want Guy Gardner, they should read Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, you're definitely not getting a lot of Guy Gardner in this book so far.
Nobody watching the Superman movie who isn't already a comic book nerd should be written absolute. Not yet, anyway.
I'll give you that.
Because
well, maybe
that's like it's up here, and you got to start down here.
I mean,
to get the context.
Like, obviously,
if you start up there, if you start reading absolute, you don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know the purpose of absolute.
Well, here's what I'll say. I kind of feel as though, and you all, tell me if I'm wrong here or out of line here, but I kind of feel like, I wouldn't suggest you start with absolute, but I wouldn't suggest it in the way like I might say to somebody, you're not going to get the most out of Final Fantasy Remake if you didn't play Final Fantasy VII.
There's your guy.
Now, right. That guy's not fat, right? He's just thick. Listen,
he's a hunter.
Wish he's a hunter. We all wish we could look like that. No.
he's twice as wide as his deputy here.
You want to come over for 4th of July? I got some elk burgers I got cooking.
I would love an elk burger. But yeah, so that's how I feel about the absolute. Whereas like, there's some people who are like, I'm never going to go play Final Fantasy VII, like the original, because like, that's not there. That game's too old. I don't do that. Right. Like, it's retro, but they'll play remake and like, they'll be fine because it's a different version of that game. Like, you can take it on its own. And I feel like that's what the absolutes are like. Now, I think you're not getting the most out of it because if you don't have the context for what the original is, you lose some of what makes the remake special, but you can still experience it on its own and it'd be okay. That's how I think about it. But I think there are definitely people out there that would agree with you, Hecht, where it's like, yeah, you don't want to be
after reading Superman today. Mm-hmm. There's so much. Mm-hmm. Like, all the absolutes kind of intertwine with each other.
Yeah,
and there's so much, like, there's so much lore in the background.
Yeah,
when you read it, it's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're doing a good job over there, and I haven't even I need to catch up with Superman, but
when you read Superman, and something occurred to me with a certain group in there, and I'm like, oh shit, okay,
yeah, no, absolutely, and even reading Green Lantern 4, I was just like, oh, okay, there's like the little subtle things they say, people say that you're like, okay, like this all is happening in the same place, in the same world, so.
And that's the thing, kind of like to what Oz was saying. Oh, they brought everybody together. Like, no, in the context of the comic, everybody wasn't brought together. They grew up in the same place.
Right.
So it's not that they're missing people. It's that they haven't gotten there yet.
Right. No, I agree. So, yeah, man, with that said, like, Jay, do you got anything else you want to say about Absolute Green Lantern? Okay. How about you, Heck?
No, I'm good.
Okay, let's do some ratings, man. Let's do some ratings. And like, I wish I could have gotten one from Oz before he had to go, but we ran out of time. It's okay. Look, I'm pretty sure he would have said 1. 1.
So it's toilet paper in his bathroom right now.
Yeah, exactly, right. And I know that he's like hate reading it because he's a hardcore Green Lantern fan like that, where it's like I have to read it to know what happens because it's Green Lantern. Like he's basically, well, not as badly probably, but I know it because I'm doing it with X-Men, where I'm like, okay, I got to read X-Men. So anyway, Heck, what would you rate the Absolute Green Lantern series right now in total?
Up to where it's at now? 4.5. I'm enthralled.
There it is. Jay, how about you? What would you rate Absolute Green Lantern as a series right now?
I would give it a 5. Each issue is better than the last.
I don't think you're wrong there. Yeah. I would go ahead and give Absolute Green Lantern a 4. You know what? No, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Yeah, like it's keeping me on my toes, and I don't get to say that about a lot of comic books. So yeah,
I like the story that fits with my head.
Yeah, and look, like I really don't know where this is gonna go. Like I have no idea like what's gonna happen next. And again, not something that I can say about many comic books. So yeah, kudos to them for making this happen. Because yeah, like it's a solid book, man. It is a solid book. All right. Heck, why don't you give me some final thoughts, buddy?
Final thoughts. Everybody should read comics. Read comics so you can get into Absolute. And then get mad like we do when things don't end up right.
Amen,
because
brother.
you have expectations.
Right. Jay, give me some final thoughts.
I got nothing this week.
All right, Jay. You're on notice. Next week, you got to have something.
I'm not going to be here next week.
What in the world? See, look, what in the world, Jay? How dare you? Listen, you're supposed to broadcast live from the friggin' pit.
I might do that.
There it is. Just call in for a hot second. You know what I'm saying? There it is. All right. For the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. We will be back next week. Look, with Jay live from the pit. And until then, tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you would like to see more of. We are the Fantastic Forum. Thank you so much. Have a good night.